Welcome to another episode of 15&Out. I'm your illustrious host, K-Dot, along with these three gentlemen, including a throwback from the ASO's past, and episodes that are now burnt and will never see the light of day. Yep. But we have the man, the myth, the legend. Matt is here with us, rocking the 76. How you doing today, Matt?
Hey, I'm doing good, fellas. Thanks for having me, and appreciate you burning them early episodes. They were trash.
Oh, trust me, unlistenable. Yeah. And I'm not kidding. They fucking trash. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they dropped You Got Me, and then the sky's been the limit. But beyond that, so today, as we're recording this is the NBA trade deadline is coming on, right? 3:00 today. That was it. Coming on. A lot of craziness. We know some teams have outright lost. The Dallas Mavericks, James, don't say anything. Outright lost. You got some teams that are outright won. Washington no longer got the Davis Bertans contract. Thank you, Jesus. But beyond those things,
I've fallen KP.
Sacramento.
Right. But the big one, the big deal, the one that we've all been waiting to see come to fruition has come true. Ben Simmons for James Harden has gone down. Now, it's not just that. It's James Harden for Ben Simmons. Philadelphia also had to give up Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks for, James Harden? Who was the other scrub?
Paul Millsap,
right. He's not getting mentioned in anything, so it's kind of like an afterthought. But we want to do the 15 out here for this. Now, because we all have opinions on this particular topic, I think it's going to be free-forming, so it's going to be a free-for-all. 15 minutes. I'm not going to go from one person to the other. Get your fucking time in. You can get your fucking time in. All right, gentlemen? All work?
Okay.
All right,
let's do it.
Setting the timer here right now. I think it's only fair. The only person I'll say we'll start with is Matt. He is rocking the 76ers gear. He is our guest, and I still feel bad about taking his spot and doing better than him. So right here we go. 15 minutes starting now. Matt, what you got?
All right, so what I'm going to say is I've been a Sixers fan forever. James can contest since in Allen Iverson days, through the process, through Jahlil Okafor winning 8 games. I have lived through it. My therapist will tell you the same, man. Fucking my blood pressure is just now going down. Okay. Ben Simmons, getting rid of him feels better than the actual James Harden trade itself. He put us through so much shit through the whole time, not just the time he wasn't playing, the whole time, every year where he refused to shoot. We tell him to shoot, we tell him to do A, B, and C, and he just won't do it because of his ego. He is an egomaniac. He is a sociopath. He's all that shit. And all he cared about was white women, was Kardashians. The whole time was being famous. He don't care about basketball.
They're Armenian.
Who? Oh, yeah, whatever they are. Yeah. And now that he's gone, am I worried about the Harden fit? Yeah. Him and Embiid probably are going to need a little tinkering to work out. But you know what? Getting rid of Ben, putting that on somebody else, a competitor, right next door, getting rid of them. You know, that's the most emotional team in the league right now. Those 3 head cases, man, is going to be tough. So I think we're in a good space. I think we can work out the kinks. Maxi's on his way up. James, I've been telling you about Thibault this whole time. A lot of people are telling you we have the best starting 5 in the East. I still think the Bulls are up there, but I think that we are right there with them. I think we can take the East. I think Embiid's getting the MVP. This is our year, baby.
Yeah, hold on. When you say, just real quick, when you say take the East, like what do you mean by that? Like take the East regular season wise, or take the East?
I ain't worried about the first thing. We did that last year. We are winning the East this year. We're going to the finals.
Oh, okay.
This is a finals team right here.
Okay. I don't disagree with necessarily the best starting 5 in the East. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think I had to think about it a little bit more, but like, let's say that is true. Y'all don't have no fucking bench. You just got rid of all your fucking depth. You have no fucking bench whatsoever. And Embiid is fucking made of not plastic, but like hard plastic. Like he's very close to, like, all it takes is one injury and your shit is over with. Because we know Harden can't carry. And we know Embiid can't carry by himself. I mean, nobody can. Just like one man in the playoffs when it matters.
Unless it's Dirk.
Huh?
Unless it's Dirk.
But, he can't. Fuck out of here.
Against your Lakers, but okay.
He fucking lost in the fucking first round against the Golden State Warriors.
Topic.
Anyway,
Kobe. It's Phil Jackson.
Like, what is he saying? He's saying nonsense. He shouldn't
say it. Go ahead.
But anyway. Anyway, so you guys have no depth now. As for the trade, I just want to talk about the trade. I feel like this was probably the most even superstar trade I've seen in my time that I can remember. It was a situation where the Philadelphia 76ers weren't getting any production at all from Ben. So essentially, in my opinion, you traded Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 picks for James Harden. And a player who wasn't going to play for you until 2027, maybe at the earliest. And his contract was up at 2025. So I'm kidding. So he wasn't ever going to play for you. And so I think it's a pretty even trade in terms of what you got back. I hate that Philly gave up Seth, but you kind of had to in that trade. It makes sense because if I'm negotiating from a Brooklyn perspective, I'm like, hey, I don't know if Simmons is ever going to play. I need at least a couple players that are going to do something for me. Brooklyn has now kind of vaulted back to the best team in the East for me. But now Philly is now, instead of Philly being like the 4th or 5th or 6th best team in the East, they're the 3rd best team. And they have a chance to compete with the Bucks and they have a chance to compete with Brooklyn. I don't think they'll come out better than either of the two, but maybe they get lucky and beat the Bucks. But maybe they get lucky and beat Brooklyn, but they're not going to beat both of them because
it ain't luck. It ain't gonna be luck. But go ahead.
I mean, check Harden's playoff numbers. All you got to do is fucking look. Like he's fucking ass. Like he's barely shot better than 42% in the playoffs. Like if you look through his history, which I looked through earlier today, he doesn't shoot better than 42% a lot. Like he shot 30% from 3 a bunch of times or worse, a bunch of times in the playoffs. I do think that the tandem of him and Embiid is a great tandem. Actually, I do think that, and I think that it'll work. As long as, he's willing to dump it off ball, maybe. I mean, I think as far as spacing and everything, it'll work. I think it's a good fit, but I don't think they have enough talent.
It's a good fit, but there's also one other combo. Look, I've been rooting for Daryl Morey and the Philadelphia 76ers at length about this Ben Simmons thing and how it is. And thank you, Daryl Morey, for holding out the way you wanted to. And now we're not fucking talking about Sabonis and all these other motherfuckers for Ben Simmons. What the fuck is that?
Thank you.
So, like that alone, Morey, good job waiting. The other combo, and the combo that I really, really am interested in as far as the Philadelphia, is not the Joel Harden thing. Because once Harden takes off his fat suit and gets to a couple strip clubs and he's feeling himself again, he's going to be all right on the court. But when we're talking about this is a move to not be the regular season favorite because they have no depth. This is to win you a 7-game series, right? And when you have 2 superstars, I look at them 2 guys back to back. Because look, the playoffs start in Brooklyn, got to go through Toronto. Bye-bye, because you got no Kyrie, right? So like there's a lot of shit that you can see where it's like, all right, Philadelphia's kind of sized themselves up. But the only thing I do find hilarious is you look at playoff Harden, not anything to really have. And the most clutch coach in the history of the NBA playoffs, right? like those 2 things should be very, very scary. Maybe they help each other to get over the hump. But I haven't seen a trade like this in which I can honestly look at both teams and say, hey, you both won. Like, I understand that, like, a lot was given up, and I understand people's hesitation to say Seth Curry, because he's having a hell of a season, and he's been great, very, very accurate. It's just, all right, they needed that other piece in order to take it over the top. And if you're looking at Philly, you're like, Ben's not here. We need another superstar to be with Joel. We don't want to wait anymore. Fuck it. Let's go. People that are saying that they should have waited until the offseason for Harden, there's no guaranteeing what the fuck Harden would do in the offseason, right?
No.
There's no guaranteeing what Harden was going to do in the offseason. But now you have Harden with Meek Mill, with Michael Rubin, with fucking Daryl Morey. They're going to be hitting up
Kevin
clubs. Kevin Hart, the whole Philly crew. That's what I also understand. Philly, while they don't bring championships, they always have the distracted star, right? Whether it's Ben Simmons who doesn't want to play, Allen obviously who's out every fucking night, and now they got James Harden. It just feels like a very Philadelphia thing. But Brooklyn right now on paper, this team, if they can all play on the court together and not have all this Kyrie's out, KD's out, all bullshit. Because I think I dropped the stat. KD, Harden, and Kyrie have only played 16 games together as a unit, right? Which is like ridiculous. But now you look at what Ben can bring if he decides he wants to play. Because remember, the mental health stuff, we have to make sure that we're giving Ben the time necessary to come back off his mental health issues, right? We all worry about the mental health. We make sure Ben's doing okay. If he decides he wants to play and play good defense, that fucking team, man, that's a good fucking squad there in Brooklyn.
It is.
Philadelphia, just from an X's and O's standpoint on what Harden's going to be able to do with more ISO stuff and what Joel's going to be able to do, knowing that Joel can also shoot from long now. And it's going to be really interesting. And then you also have an offense that doesn't require you to move around that much. Like Harden gets to kind of be the Harden that he really wants to be.
He can be that with Steve Nash's. Can do it with Steve Nash's offense.
And I don't think we've seen this since what are we saying, like early Rockets days? That we could see Harden kind of being like he's been trying to fit as the puzzle piece for all these things. And that's go fucking cook. And you like insane. And the other thing with the Joel aspect is because of the style of game, they're going to be able to preserve Embiid even more with having Harden do the thing. Both of these teams have absolutely upgraded, and it's fucking cool. The only thing that both of them are looking at right now is if we meet in the playoffs, one of us, if we lose, is going to look like absolute dog shit. That's the risk you take.
I will only add to that, because I'm not going to talk long because I want James to go, but that look at Philly in the buyout market. Like I would go after like Dragic or Wall or Gary Harris if I were them. Like they need a little bit more depth. And like if you can get a Gary Harris off the bench or if you can get a Goran Dragic off the bench, that really takes you up another level to be on that Milwaukee Brooklyn level, because Milwaukee got better today as well. Nobody's talking about it, but they got fucking Serge Ibaka.
Milwaukee's still the team to beat. Milwaukee's the team to beat.
Brook Lopez might not come back, but they got Serge Ibaka, and so they still have size and shooting, and they can spread you out. If Giannis is going to kill you inside, he's been fucking killing AD for fucking years. The Lakers are fucking trash. I just wanted to mention that, and you can go now, James.
All right. Well, Dragic is going to get bought out by San Antonio. He's going to Dallas. You heard it here first.
That is happening though.
Yeah, it's happening. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, K-Dot, you kind of mentioned this point a little bit before, but everything that's been surrounding James Harden, the talk has been the fact that he wants to go meet up with his boy Morey in Philly, right? And he had to opt out for this offseason, and he was probably going to go there. So, I mean, at this point, you don't know, clearly, but you traded for James Harden like for an extra 6 months. And then the fact to give him more money, because now that you traded him to Philly, he's eligible for like the super duper max, or whatever the fuck they call it.
He did opt in though. He did opt in.
Yeah, for 47, right? Like 47 or
so
whatever.
That next season 2 years.
Yeah, and then he could re-up again. And I think it was Sean Marks. I think he said this could be like the worst contract in history. If he gets the Supermax, he's getting paid like 60-something million when he's 38. And it's like, okay.
That's
it's
not
like
wrong. That's not wrong.
But I mean, and aren't you guys in the Nets division too?
Yes.
Yeah, so like the Nets look scary. And Ben's already talking to KD.
What do they know?
Play.
They do.
What do they know?
They do. They absolutely do.
Can you say with an honest face that their bench is any better than our bench?
Yes. Yes.
How? Where?
Okay.
Neither
of us got a bench right now. And
well, look at the Nets starting five. You got Ben Simmons at the real point guard, but they're going to
so Ben's your point guard. Ben's your point guard, huh?
Ben's your point guard. Kyrie's your off guard. You got KD at the 4, and you can either go Drummond or whoever the fuck else. It won't
probably
be
Drummond.
Drummond at the 5.
And then
and who's their 3?
Exactly. KD?
I can't think.
KD's the 4.
Yeah, I'm saying
exactly. I don't know.
I'd actually switch the entire thing.
Really don't know. Oh, and you got Joe Harris supposed to come back. You got Seth Curry off the bench.
It's Seth Curry.
Well, Joe Harris might not come back. Like
3-minute warning.
Joe Harris ain't making no difference.
So you could put Seth Curry at the point guard, then run Ben Simmons at the 3.
Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna work. I'm so worried about that lineup because Kyrie and Seth are food. I know this is like it's just like if you have to, like you got to go against Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry, and you're like, hey, go guard them, Seth and Kyrie. Like I don't think it will work. You'd have to like split up their minutes.
You ain't getting no offense out of Ben.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that because what they're going to ask Ben to do, they're not asking Ben to shoot in this offense.
Yeah,
they're asking Ben to be. This is what I'm saying.
The worst shooter on the court. He's the center.
Matt, this is the thing that you got to understand. With Ben, they are asking Ben to be Ben now. Not elevate your game. Just be Ben.
Exactly.
Play fucking defense and dunk the ball. Like just do those things. Now,
so you trust him to dunk it?
Trust him to dunk it? Here's the thing. hold on, wait. We do know that there's now a new fear going on the foul line, so I'm not entirely sure. And this is where it comes down to. Like, it's not just he's afraid to shoot; he's afraid to go to the foul line, which makes it being physical is going to be a little bit of a bear. I think right now this is on paper, everyone wins. I think we can get out of this win-loss thing. I think both these teams are going to be in the playoffs. Because, I mean, I think between first and seventh in the East, like 4 games, like it's a fucking mess. They're all going to play, and we're going to see how it works out. If these guys play to the talent level that we know they're capable of, this is going to be very, very interesting. I just think it made the East that
It'll be interesting. It'll be definitely interesting if Brooklyn and Philly meet in the playoffs. I guarantee you now Philly wins. I've watched every Ben game. The Sixers have seen every Ben game. They can neutralize that man. He won't do anything.
You want to bet?
I can bet. I'll bet.
Matt pays up his bets. So this.
He pays his bets.
Because he bet one of my homeboys, a Wizards fan, and the Wizards won, and he embarrassed himself on Instagram. So he will pay up his bets.
He'll pay up his bets. Okay.
I'd rather bet money. I'd rather bet money than some embarrassing shit.
We bet money. I want money. I don't care about embarrassment. I want money.
Oh, that fucking $250.
I'm telling you. Ben can be neutralized. Kyrie might play half the time. You know what I mean? It's going to be harder to stop Harden than it would be for us to stop Ben.
I will say,
and I think our benches are equal. I do think that Drummond's going to be different. Losing Drummond hurt more than Curry. I expect to lose Curry, but Drummond was our bench. You know what I mean? So without him, we left with nothing.
Yeah, He's Seth was our best player in the playoffs last year. If we're being honest, like Seth?
He was our best scorer. I wouldn't say play. And you saw. Well, I mean,
not best player. He was your second best player outside of AD.
Fried that man up, and that's why we lost that whole series. So yeah, he can score. Scoring ain't all the basketball. He fucked that game up.
True. Yeah, that's true. Protect the rim.
But I like Curry. I ain't gonna say that. I just thought I knew we was gonna lose him. Drummond hurt more.
That Ben was the timer. Matt, shut the fuck up. Beyond that, we are. Damn. That's it. So 15 and out. James, Matt, we got Matt, James, Keem. I don't know. I just had like a stroke, like mid-sentence just now. It's fucking weird. All right. That's been it. I'm sure we're going to talk about this again on ASOS coming up in a couple days. Matt, if you want to hop on in a couple days, because I'm sure we're going to talk about this a bit more. It's been a very, very interesting day. I got to go back and listen to some more Ringer content because they're fucking draft day cuts. It's been the shit today. This has been the episode. Once again, there have been winners and losers. I think we're all winners instead of the entertainment, unless you're a Dallas Mavericks fan. That fucking shit made no sense.
We need to record an episode on this.
Yep. All right. That's been another episode of 15 and Out. I'm your host, K-Dot. Your hostess with the Moses. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you, fellas.